Hi guys, my name is Valerie and I'm here today with your daily devotion. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how good and how generous God is and how He has given us everything we need, but we need to trust in Him. We need to trust in His generosity and the fact that He will never drop us, for us to be able to see the abundance that we have around us. And it's so difficult to believe that in the time that we're in, where people don't have jobs, people don't have a source of income, people are worried about how they're going to feed their children, about how they're going to clothe their family. And Jesus says in Matthew 6 verse 25 to 26 and 31 to 33, basically He's like, look at the birds. They don't plant, they don't sow, they don't reap, but they know that their Heavenly Father has them. They know that they're taken care of and that they're okay. And you may be asking me, but Valerie, that's all good, but our cupboards are still empty. Our stomachs are still empty. We don't have clothes on our back. But our scarcity problem does not come from a lack of resources, but rather a lack of trust in God. In Genesis 3 verse 6, it tells us about how Eve was in the garden. She was in the garden, and this was right after the enemy had spoken to her, and he had just basically told her that maybe God is holding out on you. I mean, you do live in this beautiful garden that you have everything you need. It seems as though you have everything you need, but what about all the wisdom that you could gain from doing what God has told you not to do? What about all of the knowledge that you could gain? What about everything that you don't have? And He makes them think that there is something that God is holding out on them and that maybe they don't have something. And because of that mentality, she reaches out and does exactly what God told her not to do, which was eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And that disobedience, that lack of trust in God, leads them to perish. And that is then in Genesis 3 verse 23, where God had shown His generosity. He had planted them in this place that was full of abundance. It had everything. It was beautiful. All they had to do was breathe and take care of the animals. They didn't have to sow, didn't have to plant, didn't have to do anything. God had placed them in a place of privilege, but because of their lack of trust in God, they were banished from that beautiful place in Genesis 3 verse 23. But in Luke 1 verse 30 to 31, God gives us another gift, and this gift is so special because it is Himself in the form of Jesus Christ. And Jesus lives with conviction that there is always enough and calls His followers to trust in God's abundance as He does, which is why He says crazy things like sell all your possessions and give to God, because He knows that you don't need to hold on to anything, that God is a generous God, that He will continue to provide for you, that even if you were stripped naked today, that you gave away all of your clothes and all of your riches and everything that you ever owned, God will always still provide for you. And God leaves us another gift in John 20 verse 22, and this is a special gift. This is after Jesus ascends into the heavens, and He doesn't leave us completely alone. He leaves us His personal presence. God leaves us His own personal presence called the Holy Spirit. And when you believe that there is enough, you start seeing opportunities to be generous with your time, your money, attention, etc. And this is a time that we need to capitalize on and understand that we have everything that we need. That yes, it may seem otherwise right now, but we serve a God who does things in abundance, a God who gives in abundance, a God who will never let us lack. And so that one loaf of bread that you have now, open your eyes and try see who doesn't have around you. Check on your neighbors, cut that loaf in half and share, because God will always provide. What you have now, He will double. Remember the loaves of bread and the fish? They had so little, but because they trusted and they knew that God was able, that multiplied. They had more than they could ever dream of. Matter of fact, they had leftovers. We need to get out of the mentality that there isn't enough and we need to take care of me and mine, and what I have is what I have, and if I give, I will have none. God is a God of generosity, of abundance, and He will continue to provide for your need. So I call on to you right now, and I just challenge you to look around you in your neighborhood and your complex and your estate, wherever you are, and just look for people in need. Even if you feel them, I'm the one in need, look around you and see who is in need right now, who's struggling, who's battling, and just be generous and help with whatever it is that you have, and continue to trust in God and His promises that He has for us.
Hey there, we hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us, and turn on the post notifications to keep up to date with our latest content. We'd really love to hear from you, so drop a comment in the comment section below. You can even DM us for any prayer requests or visit our website. You can even WhatsApp us on our WhatsApp line. Stay connected.